Yeah, definitely. No one knows really what's going to happen next. Is the problem, for the future. But you got the right idea that you've digitized everything in the meantime.
Well, that's what you kind of have to do, yeah.
And just, yeah, you said on Spotify you just have two albums up for now. So is there any kind of stuff that you have to wrangle with to get more stuff on there, or just do you know what the story is there?
Yeah, it's like yeah, like I mean, not the earlier stuff. I think there's maybe two, three albums missing from both Spotify and Apple Music, and I think that's probably just kind of laziness on our behalf. I think the labels that we went on before would have put up those albums online. So I think it's just up to us really to kind of just get ahead of that and put it back up there. Because I mean, it's great. I don't have it on Bandcamp, but it needs to. We need to get it up. Put on the platforms, the other streaming platforms as well at some stage. But even like, and we start to get kind of decide on the physical release as well. Like obviously we put on CD. I think vinyl might be a bit hard now at the moment to do it, but I'm kind of looking at maybe cassette as well. I kind of started
Cassette.
collecting tapes again. I think they're really, I know it's like I usually more vinyl, but like tapes now is kind of a good outlet as well. They're nice, I think, and they're kind of retro. But so we might just look into that at some stage as well. But again, there's lots of delays. Just reading online, checking out, and researching, and because there's a backlog there, and all bands trying to get stuff out. So we might wait a while, things calm down, and then maybe get a physical release. But yeah, we have to look at Spotify and Apple Music at some stage, right? Get some of the old back catalog up there again.
They're hard to get onto, they require a lot of documentation. They need a lot of, so some of our previous albums have been released through record companies or record labels, sorry. And it's easier for a label to get music up on Spotify and up on things like this. But if you're doing it for yourself, there's a lot more hoops you have to jump through. So I think you have to be more mentally prepared for that, So I would imagine, look, it's something we wanted to get the first step done and get it out there. It's out there now, and over the next couple of weeks, I think we'll probably start getting it up onto other platforms, and the millions that we make from Spotify,
That's the way. It's definitely time. It's all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the problem. No one knows what's going to come next to the second half of the year. But yeah, if it all gets
crazy,
better, yeah.
But even then, pubs aren't going to leave live music in. If they have to social distance, you're looking at somewhere. Let's say the O2 or whatever is the 3 Arena now. I'm not sure what is it 12,000, 8 to 12,000. I'm not sure what if they have to social distance, you're taking a third off that, if not more than half. So you're taking only 6. They're not going to throw shows on then because it's not worth them opening the doors. So you're just going, and I can only imagine the smaller venues, they're just not going to place like Fred Zeppelin's. I can't see Fred Zeppelin's, for example. You'd barely get 5 people upstairs if there's social distancing involved, apart from the band. That's not going to be worth putting on anywhere. Outdoor gigs possibly, but even then outdoor. And how do you get a load of drunk people to social distance?
Yeah, that's the problem.
You can't. So yeah, it's going to be a long time. I reckon it'll be into next year before there may be some normality. But then you'll have people who'll actually have to make the decision: am I going to this gig and potentially put myself at risk of running into someone else who may have COVID, but don't know they have it, etc., asymptomatic or whatever. I look, maybe it's till the vaccine comes out, I don't know, or until the rate of infection is so low that the damage is done, it's been contained, etc. But music is one of those things. Ironically, though, I think in the last couple of weeks, I think people have realized how important artistic output is for people. Whether it's art, music, performance or whatever. I think it's proving to be very important, and it's good for people's mental health. There's a reason why there's so many actors and actresses and reading books, reading audiobooks online and stuff. People are tuning in. It's because that little bit of creative it's good for the brain, and people love to, so you have so many people putting up free gigs and playing free concerts all over the place. I believe Alanis Morissette is doing Jagged Little Pill next week, I think, or maybe she's already done it. She's doing that online, so that I think just like people working from home, maybe this will enter in a new era of creating music. Maybe going forward, there'll be new ways of people collaborating across great distances and putting music out like that. I don't know. Maybe the technology will come out there that Hope is Noise could play a gig, each of us in our own space, and put on an online gig. No, we'd need better broadband than that's existing at the moment. But still, these are things that, could potentially change how music is delivered, but I don't know when live music will come back.
Yeah, you don't want to rush it either, because I don't know if you saw the Bundesliga last week. You probably did, because there's not much else going on, but it looks very unusual to have them playing in that kind of arena with nobody there, and hear every grunt, every jump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And, it's different to football where, in Germany where they have the football back and there's an empty stadium, at the end of the day, it's the results and the league and the money that, that solves where all the money goes. But, you can't really have a band playing to nobody in a venue and throw that online. It would be dead, because a lot of bands depend on the crowd to feed off and to, get into create an atmosphere, etc. And who would want to play to watch someone play in an big empty stadium? I don't know. Maybe we're going to have more of what's his name, Lone. Is it the guy who did the Nirvana covers with Travis Barker? Maybe you're going to have more of that stuff,
Oh yeah.
But again, it's only the rich and the people who can afford to have the proper equipment to do something like that can afford to do that, The rest of us are just going to have to hopefully do a bit of home recording and throw it up on Bandcamp, that kind of thing. For most bands, I think the first step will be just getting back into a jamming room whenever it's safe to do that. I think once that can happen, I think that'll be good for a lot of people,
Yeah, I was just wondering, it could be a case of, like, if you got like even a smaller venue, say whatever, the smaller gigs, like there's 250 venue, like if you half fill that, I don't know, maybe people will just pay to watch it online. Now again, that takes a lot of work with cameras and all that kind of stuff. But it could be a case where, because the way a lot of people can't go to gigs because they live too far away, they've got kids, but you can still watch the gig and pay for it. I don't know, it could be. I know, again, it's, maybe these things can be, it might work better for smaller bands, or, but yeah, as stadiums and big massive venues, probably not. But I don't know, it could be something to look into.
Yeah, that's
I'd imagine those big venues, even to turn on the lights, you need to make a certain amount of money before they break even, So if they are going to do online streaming, the bigger venues will probably find it easier to do that because they have more space to space people out. But imagine somewhere like Fred's. You imagine it would just be the band, the sound engineer, and a camera guy, and that would be it. No one else would go into Fred's to watch it,
Yeah.
But maybe that's something Hope is Noise will do in the next couple of months. Get on to Tom and say we're going to put on an online gig in Fred's.
Who knows? Yeah. Don't say no just yet. Yeah.
Yeah. But knowing our luck, we'd all probably contract COVID-19.
Just from ourselves, like.
Just from ourselves, yeah.
History is a way of repeating. Yeah. You know what? One thing you're missing, lads, you've all the time to do all this digital stuff, is a proper Wikipedia page. I was on the famous Cork bands thing the last day. It goes right all the way back, but no Hope is Noise yet. Someone needs to get working on that, I think.
Well, there you go, Dennis. You're looking for something to do good.
You nominate me? Let's see. Yeah. Just make me the band biographer.
Well, I think Wikipedia is something we can do when we're not playing anymore, when we're history, if you know what I mean.
Historian.
You know, and to be honest, we need a couple of months to get all the to differentiate between fact and fiction, and the myths and the legends of Hopeless Noise. You know, the story of Joe selling his soul at the crossroads.
Yeah.
You know, and all this. But yeah. But again, I don't know. Do bands do that themselves? You know, do bands fill up their own Wikipedia pages?
I've never been sure about that. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, urban myth.
Yeah.
But you'd wonder then, you know, maybe we just, you know, we have a lot of people who like our music, but maybe not enough to do a Wikipedia page for us.
That's like a YouTube channel, isn't it? Like they get to do, like, say, Kerry King fact or fiction based on Wikipedia. They called out stuff to him, and he has to say if it's true or not. Like, so, yeah.
It's the crazy fans, yeah. But that's the thing, at Bandcamp you have your own kind of, you know, proper, concise history. All the albums, EPs are there, so it's good. You pretty much have everything on that site, at least. It's kind of like the MySpace, but better.
Yeah, Bandcamp is good. You know, it kind of reminds me of MySpace. You know, it's kind of user-friendly, and it's there to cater for the band and their music. Facebook, God, you could be a band, or you could be a fucking, I don't know, you know, a two-piece, you know, DIY unit. The page is the same. You know what I mean? There's no kind of
and you have to go through other ads as well.
No, it's not built for band.
Yeah, no,
it's built for businesses. It's built for everything. It tries to make your band a business on Facebook. In so many words, you know.
Never has been.
Bandcamp. Yeah, it's not for bands, and that's why I think MySpace was a big loss. But I think Bandcamp is definitely, and there's so much more to Bandcamp. It's only in the last couple of weeks I've realized, you know, that there's ways of messaging your followers and all this kind of stuff. You know, in the past I would have just thrown the stuff up on Bandcamp and left it there, and that was it, really, you know. But there's so much better way of interacting with people on Bandcamp that seems a bit more personal than Facebook, you know.
Yeah.
The trouble is Facebook, yeah.
You know, that email, you know, like if you're following a band and they release something, you wake up in the morning, there's an email telling you that band has released something, which is pretty cool, like, you know. Yeah. If you've got the money to spend it.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, it's a nice idea, like, yeah.
I think we're almost out of time there, lads. So any roundup comments about what you hope for the next 6 months, or options?
Well, I think we're going to try and get back into the studio again. Maybe try and record it a bit differently this time. Relook at some songs that were left off, head wrecked. We've already written at least one new song that's ready to kind of go. So. I think we'd like to get back in and start recording and get it out again, and because I really, as I said, I don't think we'll be playing live in any way, proper way, shape or form for at least another 6 to 8 months, you know, in a venue, you know. So we may have to explore other options, like, you know, jamming room gigs, you know, invite people into jamming room with cameras and just have a live gig, or venues might do it, but again, who knows? Who the hell knows?
Cameras and cans, that's it. Okay. Cheers, lads. Best of luck anyway. EP sounds great. Really good, really tight, like, so I'm sure a lot of people are spirits lifted.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's like, as I said, we recorded it a while ago, but it seems to fit. The themes on the album seem to fit what's going on in the world now, you know. And a lot of it is just, you look around, you go, what the hell's going on? From Trump to Brexit to, you know, climate change. You know, the whole thing's there, and you kind of, you know, and I think, luckily, or we didn't do it on purpose, but I think the timing and the content of the album, I think, suits what's going on in the world now. In many ways, it's our response to that, you know.
Yeah, definitely does. Okay, cheers, lads. Thanks very much for the call.
Dennis, thank you, sir.
All right, cheers, Dennis.
See you soon, huh? Yeah, hope to hear some new music.
I'll talk to you.
All right, then.
Talk to
See
you
you guys.
tomorrow. Good luck. Bye.
Yes.